Strap on some clothes from the nearest hot topic, cause this is the analysis of Diablo 3 featuring the Demon Hunter, the edgy teenager all grown up. The Demon Hunter is a class that is best described as if they shoved everything that made a marksman, put it in a blender, and said, fuck it, give it Reaper's personality. With this in mind, let's see how many marksman-based things they shoved into characters, starting off with resources. The Demon Hunter, thinking they are better than everyone else, has two resources, Hatred and Discipline. Hatred being used for damaging skills, and Discipline is for defensive. Hatred can be gained by primary skills, regenerated by items, or gained by other skills. Discipline is regenerated over a short time, and some skills can give you Discipline. For the skills, we start with primary skills, and for each skill we will go over what runes they have and we'll call add-ons to save time, and to see what other benefits they shoved in there to make my job harder to get all the information. Hungering Arrow shoots an arrow doing damage and has a chance to pierce. Add-ons on higher chance to pierce, getting more hatred per use, will split into 3 when piercing, doing more damage per pierce, or spray enemies with bones when you crit. Entangling Shot damages an enemy and slows 2 others for 2 seconds. Add-ons, we have Entangling 4 enemies instead of 2. Entangled enemies take damage. The slow doubling doing cold damage. Hatred generation increase, or increase the slow itself. Bolas connect with an enemy doing damage and then explodes doing AoE damage. Add-ons, we have increase to explosive radius, increase hatred, regain, shoot multiple bolas that can slow, have a chance to gain discipline, or increase damage as well as explosion delay. Evasive Fire shoots bolts doing physical damage, 2 side bolts doing half damage. Will let you vault backwards at a certain distance. Add-ons we have, you don't flip but you gain armor, leave a bomb when you flip, side bolts do full damage, increase hatred obtained, or increase the backflip distance. Grenade throws a grenade. That's it. Add-ons we have, extra hatred per use, do more damage in an area, throw multiple grenades, a chance to stun, or leave a cloud that could freeze enemies. This is just primary skills. So hold your ass and start taking notes, because now we have the secondary ones. Impale throws a dagger doing physical damage. Add-ons we have a chance to knock back, burns for extra damage, pierce through all enemies in a line, bouncing to other targets, or doing extra damage when you crit. Rapid Fire shoots arrows, doing damage per second to who you aim at. Add-ons we have reduce initial cost lowered, a chance to chill enemies, shoot rockets instead of arrows, allow arrows to pierce, or shoot grenades instead of arrows. Chakaram, why don't you just say fucking shurikens? Will throw swirling shurikens doing physical damage. Add-ons we have throw 2 instead of 1, the stars move as a curve, spins like a spiral, moves like a boomerang, or make them swirl around you lasting 10 minutes. Last being Elemental Arrow, shoots a piercing arrow that does fire damage to each enemy hit. Add-ons we have electrocute whatever the arrow passes through, splits when arrow hits and chills enemies hit by the split arrows, turns ground molten when it hits, shoots a bolt that can stun, or tentacle that heals you for every person you hit. Next we have defensive skills, which gives you protection so you don't go in raw.
Giggity.
Call traps throw a trap on the floor and will slow enemies near the trap. Add-ons you have increase the slow amount, immobilize the closest units, enemies take damage over time, reduces discipline cost, or gain crit chance when sprung. Smoke screen makes you untargetable for 1 second. Add-ons we have either doubling movement speed when active, increase the invulnerability, recover health when active, reduces discipline cost, or remove the cost in general but has a cooldown. Shadow Power gives you extra life per hit for a few seconds based on 25% of your life per kill. Add-ons we have slowing enemies when active, double the life per hit gained, reduces discipline cost, reduce damage taken while active, or gain movement speed while active. Next we're going over hunting skills, because you can't spell Demon Hunter without hunt. Please love me. Vault lets you tumble a distance in a direction. Add-ons we have shoot bolts that crit, knock away enemies, and stun whoever you tumble. Vault again at 50% resource cost. Remove the resource but adds a cooldown, or leave a trail of fire along the way. Preparation restores 30 discipline. Add-ons are a permanent increase in discipline pool, reduce hatred but has a cooldown, restores life, gain more discipline over time, or have a chance for the cooldown not to trigger. Companion passively gives you a raven that fights by your side, and active will make it do more damage. You have a choice of spider, that's slow, a bat that generates hatred when active and gains hatred per second, boar taunts, it gives life regeneration, ferrets collect gold and increase gold and movement speed, or wolves that increase your damage when active. Mark death marks a target to increase damage dealt. Add-ons we have the mark spreads indefinitely when enemies are killed, marks an area, split the damage to others, gain hatred when attacked, or heal when the mark is burned. Next set of skills we have are devices, even though Half of these skills aren't even devices in the first place. Fan of Knives will shoot knives around you and will slow whoever is alive. Add-ons, you have more damage and higher cooldown. Gain armor. Remove cooldown but cause hatred. Stuns enemies or throws long-range knives. Spike traps lay a mine and explodes doing damage in an area. Add-ons, we have increased damage adding a slow. Increased damage and hatred generators only triggering it. Immobilizing targets hit. Chain lightning between you and mines, or like 2 mines simultaneously doing damage. Sentry places a sentry lasting 30 seconds, and you can place 2 at a time. Add-ons, we have either shooting homing rockets, shoots piercing bolts, chains between you and other sentries, chills enemies near sentries, or grant a damage reducing aura around the sentry. Vengeance turns you into the embodiment of vengeance. It's so fucking edgy. Shooting piercing bolts and rockets for each attack and gives you increased damage when active. Add-ons, we have launch grenades instead of rockets, gain damage reduction when active, shoot cannons instead of rockets, gain hatred per second, or summon shadows to attack for you. Finally, we have archery skills, which will make sense when you hear what they are. Spoiler alert, they all require a bow. Who would have fucking guessed? Strafe makes you shoot random targets every second, moving at 75% movement speed. For add-ons, you have leaving a trail of ice that damages, slows, and chills enemies, move at normal speed when active, throw daggers doing extra damage when you crit, shoot rockets instead of bolts, or throw grenades instead of bolts.
Spin to win till they die. If you're justice, they will cry. Spin to win till they die.
Fuck! Multi-shot shoots a volley of arrows, damaging anyone in an area. Add-ons, you have reduced hatred cost, chilled enemies are more likely to crit, knock back the 4 closest enemies, increase damage, or shoot 3 rockets per cast. Cluster arrow does damage and explodes into grenades, doing extra damage. Add-ons, we have stun when hit by an arrow, release rockets instead of grenades, release rockets that heal you, arrow drops, grenades as it travels, or increase impact damage. Rain of Vengeance has arrows falling dealing damage in a large area. Add-ons, we have guided arrows you shoot and drops in small areas instead of a big area. Shoots a volley of arrows but keeps the whole area raining down arrows. Summon a wave of shadow beasts instead of arrows. A shadow beast drops grenades from the sky, or summon shadow beasts that can slow and chill enemies. Fantastic, we got all the skills out of the way. Fucking finally. Now onto the passive skills, and thank whatever god you believe in that it's easier to explain. Tactical Advantage will give you extra movement speed when you use Evasive Fire, Vault, Smokescreen, or Shadow Power. Thrill the Hunch slows enemies if it hits by a Hatred Spender. Blood Vengeance permanently gains Hatred and regain Hatred and Discipline when picking up health globes. Steady Aim gives you increased damage when enemies are 10 plus yards away. Call of the Week will make attacks do increased damage to CC'd enemies. Night Stalker gives you extra Hatred using primary skills. Brooding gives you life regeneration staying still, stacking up to 3 times. Hot Pursuit increases movement speed when you hit an enemy. Archery gives you bonuses based on weapons attained. Numbing Traps will reduce damage taken from enemies if they are CC'd. Perfectionist will lower your discipline cost and your resist all in armor by 10%. Custom Engineering doubles the duration of devices and increase the amount of devices you can have out. Grenadier increase grenade damage and damage radius, as well as will drop a grenade when you die. Sharpshooter gives you crit chance, stacking each second resets 1 second after you crit. Ballistics doubles rocket damage and has a chance to shoot rockets when attacking. Leeching gives life per hit and is increased by 75% of your life per kill. Ambush gives you extra damage to enemies above 70% health. Awareness will make you vanish and get half your life back when receiving fatal damage, meaning you almost died. And Signal Out gives extra crit chance to enemies 25 plus yards away from other enemies. Next, we have legendary items and their passives. This gives your skills extra benefits depending on what item you have equipped. Now we're going to go over the legendary items that are specific to the Demon Hunter, because if I go over all of them, A, I'm going to lose my goddamn mind, and B, we're going to be here even longer. So, let's start with weapons. Augustine Padsia, well, it's already going to a great start, increases damage and passive effects of Elemental Arrow. Bomberator Rucksack will give you 2 extra centuries to place. Berzia do God damn it. Will let your weapons pierce more enemies. Calamity casts marks of death to enemies hit. Canyon Bolter lures enemies to your spike traps on a cooldown. Cluck Eye gives you a chance to cluck while attacking. Okay. Daenetta's Revenge gives you the Rattling Roll rune for Vault. Daenetta's Spite will leave a clone from where you use Vault. Dawn reduces the cooldown of Vengeance. Dead Man's Legacy will let multi-shot hit enemies twice if they are under a certain amount of health. Demon Machine will give a chance to shoot explosive bolts when attacking. Emeli's Duffel makes bullets explode instantly. Fortress Ballista will let attacks gain a shield based on max life, stacking up to 10 times. Wait, that was just 1 page? Well, there's no going back now. Hellrock has a chance to root enemies hit. Helltrapper has a chance on hit to summon call traps, spike traps, or sentries. Holy Point Shot gives you 2 additional knives when using Impale. Taymor's 10 clip gives Strafe the Drifting Shadow Rune when using Strafe. Carletti's Point will return hatred when you impale someone that already got hit by Impale. Crider Shot gives you hatred when using Elemental Arrow. Leonie's Bow, Leonie Boa Hashia gives Bolas a chance to pull enemies in. Liana's Wings trigger Smokescreen when using Shadow Power. Lord Greenstone's Fan, gain damage of Fan of Knives each second, stacking up to 30 times. Manicore reduces the hatred cost of Cluster Arrow, and Odyssey's End gives enemies hit by entangling shot, increased damage taken. Next page. Plus Spitter gives a chance to lob acid when attacking. Sin Seekers make rapid fire no longer have a channeling cost. Spines of Seething Hatred will let Chakaram gain hatred per use. Sword of Ill Will gives increased damage to Chakaram based on how much hatred you have. The Demon's Demise makes Spike Traps do damage after 1 second. The Knight's Series Satchel gives Hungering Arrow a higher chance to pierce. The Raven's Wing will have a Raven fly by your side, the same one as the companion. Vala's Fatigue makes straight projectiles pierce. Will Jahami Assaulter gives rapid fire increased damage per half second, stacking up to 4 times. Finally, Yang's Recurve will let you shoot multi-shot 50% faster. That was just weapon passives, now armor passives. Yes, there's fucking more, and I hate myself. Beckett's Sail casts Smokescreen when taking fatal damage, healing for a quarter of your health with a 2-minute cooldown. Black Feather shoots a homing rocket with either dodging or getting hit. Cape of the Dark Knight, no, not from DC. Drop a Call Trap when you get hit with a 6-second cooldown. Chain of Shadows makes Vault cost no resource for 2 seconds when you use Impale. Cloak of Deception has a chance to have missiles pass through you. Crashing Rain drops a beast from the sky using Rain of Vengeance. Hellcat Waist Guard makes grenades bounce, doing increased damage on each bounce. Hunter's Wrath makes primary skills do more damage and shoot faster. Omrion's Chain drops Cold Traps when using Volt. The Cloak of Guardorf, god damn it, gives you 3 wolves when using Companion Wolf. Track Owl Coils gives Spike Traps, gain Impaling Rune, and deploys twice as fast. Vicious of Goons gives Vengeance of Dark Heart Rune when active. Raps of Clarity gives damage reduction when using anything that generates hatred. Finally, Zoe's Secret gives damage reduction for each pet you have. The one ring that is exclusive for the Demon Hunter is Elusive Ring that gives you damage reduction when using your Vault, Shadow Power, or Smokescreen. Finally, we will go over set items that are a lot more fun to use than you think. Each build in Diablo 3 is set based around a set item or a plethora of legendary items. Each set gives certain benefits depending on how many items for the set you have. Adding the item the Ring of World Grandeur will let you require 1 less item as long as you have 2 or more. Simply put, 1 item will not let you have 2 item bonus, but 3 items will let you get the 4-piece bonus, and 5 items will let you get the 6-piece bonus. This helps a lot, especially if you need a certain item, but the item will sacrifice an item slot for your build. With this ring, it is basically getting a 6-pack of beer while only paying for 5 of them. Now let's see what items are considered the sets and what are the best builds for them. Each set, I'll have a link in the description to build them more efficiently. First one being the Shadows Mantle set, made of a helmet, chest, pants, feet, shoulders, and hands. The 2-piece bonus gives you damage increase if you have a melee weapon equipped. The 4-piece bonus makes Shadow Power last forever and activates every rune effect. The 6-piece bonus makes Impale do 40,000% additional weapon damage to the first enemy hit. This set obviously has only one way to building it, and it's being a legendary Impale set. The build itself is used to farm champions and bosses. Since it's only single target damage, you can't really spread the damage as much as you want to. Embodiment of Marauder set makes up of the head, chest, arms, shoulders, legs, and feet. Being my personal flexible set, the 2-piece bonus will let you have all your companion pets out at once when you use companion. The 4-piece set will make sentries do 400% more damage and shoots Elemental Arrow, Chakaram, Impale, Multi-Shot, and Cluster Arrow when you do. And the 6-piece bonus will make your primary skills, Elemental Arrow, Chakaram, Impale, Multi-Shot, Cluster Arrow, Companion, and Vengeance do 12% increased damage for each sentry active. Simply put, get as many sentries out as you can, and these particular skills will do crazy damage. I have an Elemental Arrow build you can make use of, because I was trying to find other ones and I didn't really make use of them. But the Elemental Arrow build is really fun and I highly recommend it. And it's also very flexible depending on what kind of damage type you want. Now for my personal favorite. The Unhallowed Essence set is made up of helmet, shoulders, chest, legs, hands, and feet. Nicknaming it Primary and Sweeping set, the 2-piece bonus will let you gain an extra 2 hatred and 1 discipline every time you use a generator. The 4-piece set will give you 60% increased damage and 60% increased damage reduction when you are 10 plus yards away from an enemy. The 6-piece set will make primary attacks, multi-shot, and vengeance do 40% increased damage for every point of discipline you have. Now the key thing with this is to build discipline in many items that you can. I made a build down below where you can make use of a multi-shot build, and as well as show you the places where you can actually build discipline to get the most damage out of your set. Now I'm explaining the last two sets together because A, they're easy to explain, and B, I have no fucking clue how to make this into a decent build. And I'm talking about both of them. We have the Natalie's Vengeance, which is equipped to the head, chest, feet, hands, weapons, legs, and ring. Yes, it has 7 slots to place, and that is the only thing special about this class.
Fired! Shots fired!
The 2-piece bonus will lower the cooldown of Rain of Vengeance by 4 seconds using a hatred spending or generating attack. The 4-piece set will double Rain of Vengeance's damage, and the 6-piece bonus after casting Rain of Vengeance, you gain 500% increased damage and 60% damage reduction for 10 seconds. Last set we have is a double-handed crossbow set called Diana's Hatred. The hand crossbows, if you're paying attention, already have passives in it already, but the 2-piece set bonus for having both of them equipped is Vault costs Hatred instead of Discipline, and Vault does 800% increased damage. With these together, you can make some sort of multi-damaging burst build. I'm not sure what to think of this, but if you guys could find something to help me out with this, that'd be fucking fantastic. So this is the wrap up for the Demon Hunter video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm so sorry that it took so long to make. I had really bad writer's block, so hopefully I could be cured of it now and get videos out faster. I'll be streaming on Twitch in the meantime till I get the next one out. There I'll be bringing in viewers in, start grinding the season, and just see what else we could think of along the way. I'm the Strategist. Thanks for letting me share my knowledge, and good luck grinding this season.